Alex Soros and the Open Society Foundation has secret backdoor access to thousands of electronic voting machines in the US, according to a hacker, who was shocked how easy it was to hack into the voting machines and program them to flip votes. According to the hacker, the machines set to be used in the November presidential election have numerous vulnerabilities, which are so outrageous they appear to be features rather than flaws. And they all lead back to the Soros family and their self-declared interest in US elections. Before we dive in, join the People's Voice Locals community if you haven't already, and sign up to become a member of the world's first ever cyber nation that truly believes in life, liberty, and the pursuit of your dreams. Visit joson.com and click the Join Us button today. It's completely free. According to Democrats and the mainstream media, voter fraud doesn't exist, regardless of the emergence of statistically impossible voting patterns in key races that always end up going the way of the Democrats. Democrats, along with their allies in mainstream media, have spent the past few years labeling anybody who questions the legitimacy of the election as an election denier or conspiracy theorist. Well, chalk this one up as another victory for so-called conspiracy theorists, because now they've been forced to admit that the nation's voting machines are about as secure as leaving your house keys under the doormat. In reality, electronic voting machines are one of the many methods that Democrats and their electoral allies have used to steal elections. The most notable example of this was in 2020, when machines played an important part in swinging the election for Joe Biden. The fraud has become so blatant that even the mainstream media are finally having to admit the truth. Politico unleashed an article titled, "The nation's best hackers found vulnerabilities in voting machines, but no time to fix them." Hackers said that vulnerabilities they found were particularly troubling during an election year like this. As Politico admitted, the hackers found vulnerabilities in everything, from voting machines to e-poll books. So, after years of gaslighting us, Democrats and the media are now openly confirming everything that we, the so-called conspiracy theorists, have been saying about voting machines since we started raising the alarm after the stolen 2020 election. As far as time goes, it is hard to make any real major systemic changes, but especially 90 days out from the election, said Catherine Terranova, one of the organisers of the DEF-CON Voting Village hacking event. It's not a 90-day fix. It's not a Microsoft every Tuesday issue your patch and everything works fine, Scott Algier said. It's a pretty complicated process. The gist of this is that the hackers found outrageous vulnerabilities, or features, that allowed hackers to flip votes without detection. And they can't fix it in time for the 2024 election. So how about this? We just stop using hackable voting machines and go back to paper ballots. The UK gave us hand-counted results within hours. India, a country of over 1 billion people, counted their votes by hand in less than a day. Meanwhile, Venezuela, the home of Smartmatic, gave us a rigged presidential election in favour of a socialist dictator that nobody in their right mind believes was legitimate. Except for the far-left Soros family, who were determined to continue gaslighting the public into accepting electronic voting machines. As the hacker who exposed the vulnerabilities explains, Alex Soros and his fiancée Huma Abedin understand that the November election is critical for their chance of staying out of a prison cell. And they'll do anything to make sure the votes keep flipping to the Democrats.